was at the library recently and a book caught my eye, so I thought today I would share some pages of the book with you all. I will be doing some tapping alongside whispering and repeating words. When I saw this book, I thought it was a joke because it's a book in the For Dummies series. And this is the book. This is in the book. Making Friends as an Adult. Learn how to turn acquaintances into friends. Manage shyness and social anxiety. And discover how to handle friendship challenges. This is really relevant for me at the moment. I've moved somewhere new this year and I really want to make new friends. So I've been thinking about it a lot, and when I saw this book I knew I had to take it out. So I'm just going to share a few pages with you and hopefully you can find something helpful in here and it's interesting for you. So this page talks about why making new friends is challenging. Why making new friends is challenging. I particularly wanted to share this stat here, which talks about how many hours are needed to make new friends. So they first talk about how it's easier when you're younger, like when you're in university, it's a lot easier to make new friends. But as you get older, there's a lack of free time and opportunity to meet lots of new people the way you could back in your school days. It was easier to make friends when you were younger because you had abundance of free time to hang out with people, and you saw lots of people at school. But when you're an adult, everyone is so busy. A 2018 study of Professor Jeffrey Orr, published in the Journal of Social and Personal Relationships, found that it takes around 40 to 60 hours of spending time together to turn an acquaintance into a casual friend. 80 to 100 hours to turn a casual friend into a friend, and more than 200 hours to make a best friend. Yeah, so all of those hours, you can imagine it's quite challenging. It's quite challenging to make new friends. I've got some more stats up there. So they talked earlier about how it was easier to make friends at college. A 2016 study found that people people have the most friends they'll ever have by age 25. And I think when I was 25, I had plenty of opportunities to socialize, and quite a few people I would call friends at that age. And then those numbers decrease until age 45 when they level out. Friendships have been dwindling in the United States over the years. In 1990, only 3% of people said they had no close friends, but in 2021, that number increased to 12%, according to research done by Gallup in the American Perspective Survey. So that might account for why people are feeling so starved for friendships these days. Loneliness has been increasing with younger adults ages 18 to 22 tend to be significantly lonelier than older adults, 72 and older, and that 46% of Americans feel alone. So this book is obviously American-centric, but and I think it would be really interesting to hear stats from other countries. About 46% of a population feeling alone. Yeah, it's a very real problem. Loneliness, the epidemic of loneliness. So to counter all these things, they do give some suggestions. So this paragraph just tells us about how you can meet more people. To meet more people, join groups based on your hobbies or interests. Join a religious congregation and get involved. And attend community events to get out and about more often. Local library systems, for example, usually have extensive event calendars filled with book clubs, language groups, arts and craft workshops, author events. I've tried some of those things. So I've moved at the start of this year to a city that I've never lived in before. And when I moved there, I didn't know anyone there, and I knew I was going to have to seek out some new systems for connection. And I have looked at the local library. They do have a calendar of events. So I went to like a singing session. I signed up for an author talk, which I loved. I loved it so much. I met a community of people who were either interested in or already gardening, which was super interesting. It wasn't a community I knew existed, or like where to find that community. yeah, I always think it's good to be social, be social, be social, be social. And particularly to build my interests. So yeah, it was a win, even if I didn't make friends. I've also joined a pleasure painting group, and I'm working on instigating conversation and meeting up outside of that group, I guess. But I have to work hard on that because it doesn't come naturally to me to be to offer to be the one that offers suggestions or that invites. And it doesn't come naturally because I'm quite a shy person. I'm quite shy. And there's been a study about whether shyness is nature or nurture. Researchers found that shyness is a result of both nature and nurture. So the researcher at King's College in London has determined that shyness is 30% genetic and 70% environmental. This means that if a parent is shy, it's possible that their child will also be shy. However, situations a person experiences growing up, such as being bullied or rejected, can also contribute significantly to shyness, as can having low self-confidence. So some symptoms of shyness might include challenges in making eye contact, stumbling over words or not being able to speak at all, sweaty palms and armpits, nervous pacing, frequent throat clearing or dry throat, a racing heartbeat, shortness of breath, speaking in a quiet voice or feeling shaky. I just want to read out a few of the suggestions that they give for overcoming shyness. So perhaps you can try coming up with several positive affirmations. Positive affirmations are empowering phrases that you repeat to yourself to psych yourself up and build your self-confidence. An example of positive affirmation for shyness could be, I'm a great person with a lot to offer and I'd make an awesome friend. And give that to yourself as a pep talk, which is interesting. I would try it. Because I think the messages that we tell ourselves are really important and influential. Change negative self-talk into more neutral or positive self-talk. So I'll give an example of negative and then neutral. She looks so confident and poised. She wouldn't want to hang out with someone like me. Okay, so that's quite negative. And neutral, she looks confident and poised, but she's also here at a group to meet new people. I have nothing to lose by going up to her to say hi. I think you're acknowledging some of the same things, but yeah, then just allowing yourself the opportunity to Remember that people are wrapped up in themselves. When you're feeling shy or self-conscious, it's helpful to remember that most people are wrapped up in themselves and are thinking about their own problems and challenges. They aren't as focused on your shortcomings as you think. If you ruminate about it for a long time, did I skip a page? I did. If you worry that you'll say something embarrassing and they'll remember it weeks from now, remember that they'll likely forget all about it after your discussion because they have their own worries. And I'll just read out the headlines with the other suggestions. Focus on the other person when you feel yourself getting nervous. Practice deep breathing exercises. Or build your self-confidence in small ways. Like saying hi to random people. And then it goes on to talk about social anxiety as a disorder as opposed to shyness. Social anxiety is a diagnosable condition. This is the last one I'm going to read. This is the last one I'm going to read. This one gives ideas for what you can do with a friend. Somewhere else in the book it mentions, particularly if you're shy, that it might be easier to do an activity rather than go for food, go and eat, or go for coffee, go and have a drink. It might be easier to do a task like hiking, like going for a hike, because then you can talk about what you're looking at, or the weather, or the animals that you see, or the nature, how beautiful it is. That was just an idea they gave to focus on the activities so that you can take away some of the stress of the situation. But these are creative ideas. Let's see. Going on a botanical garden walk, taking a yoga or exercise class, attending a paint and sip event, visiting a museum, going to a festival or fair, attending a local event like a book signing, attending a theatre or ballet performance, taking a class together, going to an amusement park, and attending a sport event. I think that's all that I've picked out to read. It's been really interesting to read this book though. And if you're looking for like hints, then yeah, give it a try. And if you've got any ideas that you've done that have been really good for making friends as an adult, specifically making friends as an adult, then let me know. One other thing I've done is join like the apps. I joined one called Boo. It's supposed to be, it was marketed as an app for creatives to meet. It still has Tinder vibes, but you can say that you're looking just for friends if you want. And I do feel like that takes away some stress. So if you're on Boo and you're looking for friends, we might match. That would be fun. again is a long game.